Hello and welcome to Shining Light on Holistic Healing. Today I am speaking about all things holistic health and living. My name is Cassandra Arias and I am a practicing herbalist based out of Mesa, Arizona. I am originally from Burbank, California. Born and raised in Burbank, California. And I am so honored to be here with all of you and sending gratitude to Rissa, who's a very dear sister of mine, for reaching out and allowing me to be a part of this beautiful webinar series. When she came to me, I knew I wanted to contribute. One, because I'm very passionate about holistic living, holistic health, and my practice as an herbalist is very much based off holistic healing. And I want to start off with sharing a little bit about my story and how my life catapulted into holistic healing and holistic living, and how I'm able to serve my clients in this way now as an herbalist. I ended up getting pregnant with my son Liam at age 24, and it was an absolute shock. At that time, Tim and I, my partner of 14 years, we were both raw vegan for about a month, and it was such a blessing, and it completely changed my life. I went from maiden to mother, and it was a beautiful journey. I started even diving deeper into holistic health and what that looked like, continuing with my holistic healing, my nutrition. But then I even took it to a step further of what type of products was I using my body, makeup to cleaning products was I using my home? What type of clothing was I wearing? Were they full of pesticides and flame retardants? My furniture. I just was going crazy looking into all these things, and I was just obsessed because I wanted to my son to come into the best environment possible. I was looking at my relationships in my life, who was toxic, who wasn't toxic, and who I wanted him to be around and who I didn't. And it was absolutely the best experience ever being pregnant. I loved it. And I decided I wanted to go completely natural with childbirth. I wanted to, what does that mean, going natural? It means having a vaginal birth, giving birth to him without any medication. I wanted to feel everything, and I wanted him to come into this world in the way that he's meant to come in. So I decided to do hypnobirthing. And that was a beautiful journey. And again, another just transition into this magical realm that I am in now, working with the chakras. And at that time, not really knowing that, rainbow therapy, affirmations. It was definitely a big gateway into the work that I am doing now. And then here comes the birthing. It was absolutely magical. I saw the power that it is to be a woman, to bring human and spirit into the physical realm here with me, someone who is growing inside me, a spirit, and grew into this physical form in my body, and it was beautiful. And here he came out of me. My body knew what to do, and it was empowering, and it was hard. It was a very much a kundalini awakening, and my crown was burst open, my crown chakra. And after that, I was completely changed. I realized the power of being a woman is. And after that, I knew that in my life, I would be able to do anything that my heart desired. So after I gave birth to my son, for 5 years, I had my own meal prep business. It was called Longevity Meal Prep. It was a farm to table, organic meal prep business. I was cooking these meals, I was shopping, and I was delivering all over Los Angeles, from Santa Monica to Beverly Hills to LA to Hollywood to of course, my surrounding cities. And my business was just thriving. People were ready to eat organic, all natural foods from the earth. And it was empowering because I was living my purpose at that time. My motto was Don't live, but thrive. I wanted people to thrive. And food is medicine. And I was shouting that from the rooftops. Food is medicine. Please just take care of yourself, eat healthy, know where your food's coming from, support local farmers. And that's what my business was all about. About the 5th year, I was exhausted. I had given birth to Luna, who is now 3. Excuse me. And I worked all through my pregnancy. I gave birth. It was absolutely magical again, all natural, completely different experience with my Luna. And again, another activation within me, crown burst open. I eventually ended up getting interest in an investor. He wanted to carry my brand, my name, my food. He was a jetliner company, and he wanted to provide his clients with my food, my meals, my brand. And it was going to completely change my life. At this point, I was completely exhausted from my journey, and I told myself, this is going to change my life. And I said, if this goes through, amazing. This is what I am meant to do. But if it doesn't go through, I will be okay with it. And this is a sign from the universe that this chapter is ending and it's time to move on to something else. At this time, our lease was up in California, and it was very much a transitional time in my life. So long story short, it didn't work out. The person who was going to be my sous chef at the time ended up passing away, and it didn't go through. And I was okay with it. I was let's not lie here. I was devastated. It was, I was super excited, and I felt like in all my bones it was going to happen. But I also felt extremely, extremely proud. I'm going to get emotional. Wow. I did not expect this to happen. I felt so proud of myself to see what I was made of, and how when you live your passions, what comes out of it. And I'm forever changed because of that. So it didn't happen. We decided to move to Arizona. Our lease was up, and I had a rough 6 months moving here. It was a completely new foreign place, but I knew in my heart it was the thing to do. This home opened up, thankfully, and we moved. We just shifted and we moved and we went with it. And for 6 months here, it was super hard, because it was different. But it was beautiful time. It was a beautiful time because I mean, think about it. I worked for 5 years nonstop, my ass off. Yeah, it was a great time though, because I had all of a sudden all of this free time to sit with what it meant to be me, how I wanted to show up in the world, what truly made me happy, and what was the next step in my life. And what did I learn from my previous business? So I did lots of healing work around sisterhood, lots of healing work around my throat chakra, lots of healing work around being authentically me and believing that I am a beautiful divine being of magic. And I am a wild woman. I am a divine feminine woman. And it was such the desert is very magical, and it transforms you. It truly does. It is a place of death and rebirth. I really truly feel that the desert here holds that type of vibration and growth, and that's why when people move here, they have these huge growth transformations. So 6 months in, I joined amazing communities of women. Wow, community is everything and is a huge part of holistic healing. Community is everything. I went to a beautiful circle at this place at the time called the Goddess House, and I did lots of healing there. And I went to a circle, and it was a vaginal yoni steaming circle. And the herbs, my very good friend, Sister Jenna, who I love very dearly, she facilitated this circle. And her presentation was absolutely beautiful, herbs everywhere, and the way she was speaking about her womb, and I was just like listening, and I was in awe, and it was truly another activation. And I knew at that moment I wanted to work with herbs. I was like, this is another step in my journey on holistic healing. Seeing that there are plants that support us in our health, in our spirit, holistically, mind, body, spirit. I was just like, yes, this is everything that I love, and I can take care of my family medicinally. What? And knowing that I had the option to work with plant medicine to take care of my children on my own and not have to rely on the medical system only just for emergencies, it was just that in general was a go for me. So I ended up Googling a shop, herbal shops near me. And this is, I want to mention, many people come to me and ask me, how did you start your journey as an herbalist? And I'm going to tell you how I started, okay? I trusted. Like my last business, I just trusted with my heart, yearned, wanted. And this is part of holistic healing. You have to know when to listen to your heart and what spirit is trying to communicate with you. If there's some sort of curiosity in something, if you're curious about something, I invite you to go and to look into it, because that is a download of, hey, this is something that you may be really good at. And that was the download I got with herbalism. This was like, whoa, this is something that I'm super interested. Let's look into it. I'm following the yellow brick road, right? And I Googled herbal shops near me, and literally this beautiful space that I am at right now showed up. And I was like, shoot, I'm going to go check this place out. It's 5 minutes from my house. I had my kids with me. It was literally 5 minutes to closing, and all of those numbers, 5. And I just booked it, and I came with had my 2 kids in my hands, I'll never forget, and I pulled up to the front of the herb shop, and I opened the door, and I saw these herbs in jars and the smells, and it was literally, again, another activation within me. And I knew instantly that this was where I was meant to be, and that I was going to be doing amazing, powerful work in this space. Don't tell me how I knew this, but I knew, and my whole being vibrated with knowing. And I took the intro to herbalism here. I took their formula making class here. I became an apprentice. So I apprenticed here in the shop as an herbalist for 2 years. Before I opened up this space here that I am in now, which is my my healing therapy space called Rooted Earth Apothecary. And I'm just blown away at the medicine that is herbal medicine, the way it provides on so many levels. And this is where holistic healing comes in, is mind, body, spirit. And just like how food is medicine, herbs are medicine as well. They are food. They come from the earth. They are an organic substance that comes from the earth. We are an organic substance that comes from the earth. And when we consume them, we heal on so many different levels. And pharmacology is very based off herbal medicine, off plants. And many people don't know that. I mean, where do you think they get their ideas of medicine from? Their formulas, they come from plant medicine. So that's my story of how I got here to where I am now as an herbalist. Another big part of my journey is and always will be being in nature. I knew as an herbalist I had to go on that vision quest into the desert. And I went on many vision quests into the desert by myself, with my children, and I sat with the desert and I received messages. If you are new on this journey, and if you're wanting to go into herbalism, you have to connect with the land around you and listen to what the medicine is around you, around your living environment, because that is the most potent medicine, is working with the medicine that grows near you. So that's my story about that. So now I want to go into ways to live holistically. and what that looks like. Again, we are spiritual beings, right? We are spirit. Underneath this physical body, we are literally energy. We are electromagnetic beings. We are electrical, and we vibrate, and we feed off different energies in our relationships, in our surroundings, in what we watch, and what we listen to, right? So a way to work with holistic healing is looking at those, okay? I want to get into these ways to live holistically. Make sure that you're connecting with something bigger than you, okay? It's so important that you have your guides, whether it's God, whether it's the universe, whether it's plant spirits, all of the above, right? Is your ancestors, connecting with these beings to provide guidance and support on your healing journey to holistic health, and also connecting to the elements, right? Again, we are part of the earth. We are the earth. So connecting to the earth element, the fire element, the water element, and the air element. We are the microcosm in the macrocosm, right? We are part of the bigger picture of the universe. As humans, we are the universe. So working with these elements is very powerful on your holistic healing journey, okay? So earth, how to work with the earth element. Go out into nature, connect with nature, hiking, grounding with your feet, walking on the earth, allowing yourself to charge with the frequency of the earth, consuming plant-based foods, consuming your herbs, and what's part of working with the earth element is embodying your earthly body, right? A lot of the times, especially now, the spiritual movement is is growing. People are becoming aware of their divine feminine beings, divine masculine beings. People are wanting more, connecting with the higher realms, and are wanting very much to work with their crown and burst it wide open. But in order to successfully work with the crown chakra, you need to be able to ground into your body. So really remembering that you came to earth at this time to be in this body, this form. There is a lesson to be had in your physical form, in your earthly form. And that's why when you work with the earth element, that means taking care of your physical body and doing earthly things, right? What it means to being a human. So water, how to work with the water element. So submerging yourself in water, in nature, rivers, creeks, the ocean, connecting with this element, allowing it to purify and to cleanse you. And starting with your day with water. Our bodies are water, right? Our bodies are made of water. We are water beings. So it's important that you work with the water element. If you don't drink water, if you don't work with the water element, stagnation occurs. Water keeps energy moving through the body. You need to drink water as a human, okay? Taking baths is another way to work with the water element. Taking luxurious bath with oils, herbs, salts, right? Detoxing, cleansing, purifying. And even if you don't have to physically be in water to work with the water element. You can simply be on your bed and see water just cleansing you, visualizing and calling on the water element and allowing the water to cleanse you. And how is this all part of holistic healing? Because we are spiritual beings, right? We need to have good spiritual hygiene. We need to cleanse energy that comes at us every day, all day, right? So fire, working with the fire element is very powerful. It is quick acting. It could be destructive. It could be transformative. Fire is passion, creativity, sensuality, sexuality. So embodying all of these into your life is working with the fire element. Getting into ritual with fire, writing something down on paper and allowing yourself, whatever it is you're trying to let go of, anything, write it on paper and burn it and see it just leave, and see the fire element transforming any of those things that are no longer serving you, and releasing them out to the universe so that you no longer have to hold those in your body. And then air, the air element. We need air, right? Breathing in and out deeply every day, whenever you get a chance, meditating with your breath. Breath work. If you're looking for an amazing facilitator for breath work, I invite you to, you're actually going to experience that later on today with Cassandra, who's an amazing shamanic breath work facilitator, one of my dear sisters. Breath work is amazing. But if you're not in Arizona, there are many facilitators now facilitating breath work. So I invite you to look into that. Very transformative practice and something you could incorporate into your life. So self-care is another facet into holistic health and holistic living. Self-care. What does self-care look like to you? You need to know what that looks like. So do you stimulate your brain with knowledge? Do you move your body daily? Eat nourishing foods? Do you have a ritual for the morning? Do you sit with gratitude? Are you practicing your passions, right? When we are not being creative, like when I was experiencing in my mid-20s, I was stuck, right? I wasn't being creative. I wasn't embodying my passions. I was starting to feel sick. And that happens when we are not being creative, especially as women. We are creators. We birth life. We birth children. We have the superpower to birth things into existence, passion projects, very quickly. And if we are suppressing those, it manifests into physical illness. So this is where, again, holistic healing, right? We're working with the spiritual body that includes creativity and passion. What are you passionate about? Are you living your most creative, abundant life? Because if you're not, you will start feeling stagnation of energy in your body, and you will start feeling a little ill, and it will show up differently in each person, because each of us energetically are different type. We hold different types of energy elements in our body. Some of us are more fire and have more fire in our body. Some of us have more air. Some of us have more water. So it depends on how it will show up in your body. Self-care. Please, there's tons of self-care books out there that you can look into. As far as like Brene Brown, Elizabeth Gilbert, so many inspirational women. There's a beautiful book called The Alchemist. Read that. I invite you, if you haven't read The Alchemist, go read that. It's an amazing book to step into your power, okay? Relationships. Who is around you? Okay, this is another part of holistic healing. What type of relationships are around you? Are you surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, who make you feel good? Or are you surrounding yourself with people who are toxic and pulling you down? Okay, you need to look at your relationships, whether it's family, whether it's your partner, whether it's friends. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who help you step into your passions, and are always supportive of your dreams. Okay. Who is your team here on earth, your soul family, okay? You'll know your soul family when they're the ones that cheer you on and want to see the best for you. 4, okay, sitting with your grief. We are emotional beings. We embody sadness, anger, love, passion, pleasure, all of these things, right? We're a full spectrum of emotions. And grief is one of them. When we experience trauma, when we lose someone, whether it's a business, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friendship, a lover, we experience grief in the body. And I'm here to tell you that's okay. Grief, it's normal. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be in the state of grief. Grief is a part of being human. But what is important is to remember, sit with your grief, allow yourself to feel it, journal what you're feeling, and then move this energy through your body. Don't allow yourself to sit there and to hold on to it. Okay, move your body. I learned from my amazing book called Pussy, A Reclamation. Regina, she talks about swamping, and that's literally putting on music to move emotions through your body. So if you're feeling sad, putting on sad music and allowing yourself to embody the sadness and then moving it through your body. And then putting on some music that's uplifting and then, shifting the energy within, right? And then there's rituals you can do around grief, right? So a beautiful ritual I like to share with my clients is writing down for 10 minutes nonstop about the grief that you're experiencing. For 10 minutes, getting the paper, folding it, and then you can either burn it in the fire element like I mentioned, and then giving it to the earth, burying it, giving the ashes to the earth. Or you can bury the paper into the earth, okay? You say, I am putting my grief to rest, and I'm asking the earth to help me plant new seeds from this grief, okay? Because moments of death, right? There is rebirth. So when we are experiencing these hard emotions, these hard, deep emotions, instead of thinking of it as a negative thing, of course, in the moment it's hard, but then seeing, okay, what transformation can come out of this experience that I'm going through, okay? Okay. Another thing I wanted to mention is ancestor work. Right now, this work is very important on the planet. This is a huge download this year for me, and I've been really getting into my clients with this, is working with your ancestors, especially with cultural appropriation, is a huge conversation right now, and honoring where practices originally came from these cultures, and honoring these cultures. So a beautiful way to get in touch with your ancestors is connecting with your lineage in your family, and starting with your grandparents. Where did you come from? What land have you come from? Starting to eat the foods that came from your culture. Listening to music, speaking in your language. This is a beautiful way to work with your ancestors, okay? Doing ancestral work. Meeting with a practitioner can help you to connect with an ancestor, such as myself. You can meet with me or meet with other practitioners, okay? Ancestor work is absolutely important and part of the holistic healing, right? Because why? When we are born into this plane, we come with the burdens of our ancestors. And it is our job, because we know this now, epigenetics, that we come back and we heal the traumas of our ancestors in this body, so that we are leaving room for our children to have a clean slate and be able to not have these burdens from our ancestors, and to heal our ancestors. When we work on healing ourselves too, holistically, in the ways I've been speaking, we are healing, just in that way, we are healing our ancestors. Okay, now I want to quickly talk about bridging the gap between Western modern pharmacology to alternative healing, right? We need to get into balance. Infusing Western medicine, modern medicine with alternative healing. It's happening. I have an amazing, beautiful sister. She is an OBGYN, and we have been working together. I provide her herbal remedies. We are talking about vaginal steaming, which I haven't even got into, is a whole other aspect of my practice. And we are working together on how we could better serve our clients by working together, right? Because that's what it's all about. We're fusing science and spirit together. They're not separate. They are the same. And it's important that modern medicine and alternative healing, such as herbalism, plant medicine, acupuncture, Reiki, sound healing, and of course, there's so much more, come together and infuse the healing that humanity needs on a deeper scale. I want to mention herbs to work with, okay? Herbs that have been coming to me that are wanting to be shared. Motherwort. Motherwort is an herb for the heart, for anxiety, for stress. We are going through a huge transformation on this planet. Motherwort is a mothering herb. She will literally give you a big hug if you're experiencing stress, palpitations, heart, chest pain. She will literally soothe that immediately. Motherwort tincture, take her. Cacao. Cacao is another loud medicine speaking right now. Indigenous, she comes from Guatemala. other parts of the world. And she's here to help you to step in to your heart space, to work with your heart chakra, to bring passion into your life, she's a circulatory herb. So, moving energy through the body, making you feel alive and vibrant. Blue lotus, people are ascending. Blue lotus is a beautiful herb that not only grounds you, but also helps to work with the crown chakra. Civilizations all over the world, Egyptians, the Mayan, in Asia, they worked with the blue lotus to connect with the divine, and to connect with different dimensions. Blue lotus is absolutely amazing. You could do a tea, or you can do a tincture. I have all of this medicine available, so if you're interested, reach out to me. Yes, so I just want to say thank you everyone for being here. I hope this was absolutely helpful on your holistic healing journey. This was really fun for me. There's so much to say about holistic healing on so many different levels, and I really just wanted to give you some tools on how to move forward in your daily life on holistic healing. So thank you so much. Again, my name is Cassandra Arias. I am a practicing herbalist. I'm a vaginal steam facilitator, and I focus on, my practice right now is centered around women, because women started coming to me for reproductive issues. So now I am specifically working with women in this space here, facilitating vaginal steaming. If you're wanting to learn more about that, please follow me on Rooted Earth Apothecary, is my Instagram handle. You can send me an email too at rootedearthapothecary@gmail.com. I love you, everyone. I hope you enjoy the rest of the speakers. I hope this was inspirational to follow your dreams, to follow your heart, to trust in your curiosities, to be courageous, to step out into the arena, like Brene Brown says, and being vulnerable and finding your soul family on this earth. I love you guys. Thank you.